Hello?
Hey dude, can you hear me just fine?
Yeah.
Perfect. Alright, I'm getting up in arena real quick because you wanted to play and focus on a lot of stuff with that, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. So could you give me a brief background of yourself before we begin?
Um.
Like your tournament experience if you have any, like stuff like that. How you've done.
Yeah. So I started going to tournaments beginning of 2020, and I was playing a whole different character then, but I wasn't doing too bad. I went like 2-2, and then pandemic, and then I went to about after that I've been to about 10. 'Cause I have locals around me, thankfully,
Nice.
and yeah,
What region?
it's been any so New England.
Ah, that's a pretty good one.
Yeah, it is. And so I've had like spikes of like doing very good and then going 1-2, so it's just all over the place.
Yeah, it sounds like the main thing to work on is consistency.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot of that is just about making sure that you developed a consistent game plan for yourself as a player and understand how a lot of preparation works.
Yeah, so I see myself just like kind of going with the flow most of the times, and it gets me killed sometimes.
For sure, for sure. Right now, I just put up an arena for you, by the way, so
Yep.
join it and let's do the thing.
All right, cool.
Also, if you hear cat noises in the background, just pay no mind.
All right, I got you. Same. If you hear kids, act like they're not there, right?
All right.
Right. Here, you want me to just go random stage or?
Doesn't matter. Whatever you want.
Just go PS2?
But yeah, like usual, I'm just gonna play you for one game, talk a lot about what I see from said game, and then future games we play, I'm going to probably stop a lot more to just talk about individual things I see. Do you use Ethernet?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Maybe I just haven't played Wi-Fi in a while and I forgot what input delay feels like.
Yeah, good shit.
Alright, so here are some of the things that stick out to me right now. I feel like you don't really try to focus on stage control at all. It feels like you're kind of just waiting for me to make obvious mistakes and then I'm not giving them to you. And then you're kind of just sitting there lost.
Yeah.
That's probably one of the reasons why you're having some inconsistencies as a player, is when you don't have... Step play is not the right term, but when you don't play consistent neutral based off of just controlling stage and limiting your opponent's options, if you don't do that on at least some level, then if you're just playing based on player to player, but then also not focusing that much on like conditioning and reads, then what ends up happening is a lot of the options you're choosing, you're kind of just throwing out at a field that may or may not be the right kind of receptive to what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a way of basically putting all of your eggs in one basket and hoping for the best. Maybe it will go well and you'll have like a 3-2 or 4-2 run or something. Or maybe you'll run into people that are just happen to be good against that, and then you have one of those 1-2 runs you mentioned earlier.
Right, yeah.
So, how exactly do you try to control stage? If at all.
Honestly, that's the problem, you know? I just
You don't?
kind of just run at them with Nair and hope for the best.
Okay, so if you're not focusing on stage control, let's work on that right now. So, if you've ever played football, it's kind of similar to the idea of not wanting to let your opponent get past you so that you can deny them further yardage if you ever played football. Did you?
Yeah, of course.
So you kind of want to treat a lot of stage control actually somewhat similar to that in concept, where if you're around the center of the stage, it's effectively very difficult for them to get any kind of movement-based leverage. So because of that, if you're simply in the center of the stage but you're not doing anything, you're already at a big advantage, even if neither of you have hit each other yet. Think of it this way. When I'm positioned around the center of the stage, you by default have to be positioned somewhere else. And if you're positioned somewhere else, it means that I've got all this space behind me, including some of the space that you're basically encroached in. Like, if I'm just standing right here, I have all of this back here to work with. The platform that you have this quadrant.
Yeah.
You have around a quarter of the resources I do, despite neither of us hitting each other. To where even if you're just guessing and I'm just guessing, my guesses are significantly more likely to land because there's that many MLS places I have to guess from. Like if I have to think, okay, you could be anywhere from right in front of me now to here by the time I try to chase you, that's a lot easier than you thinking, okay, I could be anywhere from here to all the way over here. There's so much more space.
Yeah.
Or you can look at like some of Falcon's bigger attacks like Raptor Boost. Like if you're right here, your Raptor Boost can cover this entire span of space. But if you're right where I am now and you decide to Raptor Boost, if I run all the way back here, I can effectively negate it without having to jump. Which means that the amount of options I have that can beat your options is so much larger, even if we're literally just facing each other like this. This is why prioritizing stage control is important. You're giving yourself the best resources you can. So how would you want to try and focus on controlling that space? Making it to where you can kind of govern it to your will and try to keep them out. What is that going to look like in your eyes if you try to do that?
I mean, if I see them like approaching, like if you were to approach me right now, I would just back up and then try to nair, or you know, catch them with an up air. That's really the only options I know. Or like Raptor Boost, if I see them like air dodging to ground after an attack or something.
Okay, so there's another really good form of stage control that's particularly relevant for Falcon and other fast characters, and it's using empty movement itself, or more specifically, the threat of your burst range. Because you have to realize that a lot of the time, the best thing about Falcon is not being able to whiff punish people from far away. It's the threat of being able to.
Yeah.
Because if I'm right here, you have to think to yourself subconsciously that I could come in at any moment from a decent distance away, and you have to respect that.
Right.
And because I can make you think that by just being here, it makes you that much more likely to make dumb mistakes, throw things out you don't need to, overcommit, or do other things. And that is the real power of playing fast characters, is being able to just exist fairly decently close to your opponent and making them feel like they have to do things. So a lot of that can be, for Falcon, if you wanted to control space without actually doing anything, here's a good example. Is you could like empty hop towards them and then dash back to make them want to throw something out. And then you could just dash back in and punish like this or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
Like that would be one example of how you could use movement itself to control space. Another favorite of mine is when I think I'm playing against someone who's fidgety with ground options, I'll jump towards them and then immediately full hop so that they'll want to throw out a move, and then I'm just all the way up here and can just react with like fast fall down air,
Right.
fast fall knee, back air, or whatever based on positioning, you know?
Yeah.
So try and show me what stage control might look like from your perspective. Like, try and control the stage and keep me from getting in.
Okay.
I like that F tilt. The idea behind it is that's just a boxing option to just force me to back off. You're just claiming that space and saying, no, this is mine, go away. Like, using F tilt's a pretty good boxing option as well. You can do that. You can like throw out occasional dash attacks. I don't really like jab as an option like that. I feel like jab is something that you use as a burst option for the most part. But you're not doing it, so it's fine, but... Doesn't it already feel better, neutral?
No, you're definitely right, yeah.
Also, you, like a lot of people, have a habit of trying to double jump over people in disadvantage.
No, it's terrible, yeah.
So, might want to try doing something else in that position next time, because while what I did is a very high-risk option on paper, because I was so certain on what you're going to do, the risk is effectively mitigated. And I'm a firm believer that you want to play Falcon with the mindset of, if you're confident in a read, even if it's risky on paper, that you should just go for it. I think that you get so much out of reads with Falcon, that combined with a lot of better characters generally outclassing him in neutral, you gotta make sure that the advantages we have are being pushed as far as possible. And the way you do that is by pushing those reads as far as you can, pushing those combos as far as you can, and just securing those kills. Like right there, I pushed my offstage advantage state to where if I execute it properly, I just win the game.
Right.
Like I did right there.
Yeah.
This is the kind of stuff you want to focus on with the character. And the way that you make a lot of this consistent is playing solid neutral, because winning neutral is how you get to those juicy advantage states that you can then either get combo started or go for reads. But none of that even happens in the first place if you can't actually hit them to begin with. You have to break their zone, you have to read their movement, you have to leverage stage, or whatever it is you're going to be doing to win in neutral.
Yeah.
But you gotta make sure that you're in fact doing something that is conducive to you winning neutral reliably. Everything else comes as a consequence of that. Do you have any questions right now?
No, not really. I mean, you explained it very well, so.
Thank you.
More just doing it, you know?
And of course, I'll be sending you a recording of the full lesson afterwards, so you can, you know, study to your heart's content.
Okay.
Good, you did an air dodge. So many people neutral air dodge in there, and when you do that, it becomes super easy to just get a lot of other stuff followed up from. Try to, at all times, ask yourself, what is the risk-reward associated with this action? What do I have to gain versus what do I have to lose? It's like if I, a lowly street merchant, walk up to you and be like, hey, want to flip a coin? If I win the coin flip and I win, I give you $10. If I win the coin flip, you give me 100. Do you, a smart man, take that bet? No.
Yeah.
Of course not. You want to view a lot of interactions in Smash through a somewhat similar lens. What do you have to gain versus what do you have to lose if you're wrong? Like when I'm chasing you off stage, the risk reward is very much in my favor because I have more options. So there are more ways you can die than I can die. What was the risk reward of that down smash?
I get a stray hit on you.
Alright, and what if you miss?
Yeah, I get punished.
So that particular sequence, you down smashed in a position to where if it landed, I wouldn't die. Meanwhile, you missed it, and I started a combo that had you off stage, and then you ended up dying consequently. Not worth.
Yeah.
It's like the street merchant example. You took the bet and I robbed you of $100.
Yeah.
There's just that just didn't need to. That's a situation you didn't need to put yourself in. You simply could have said no and walked away from the street merchant. But now he's robbed you of your goods and you can't go to McDonald's anymore. Good, you didn't do the neutral air dodge. But this time you mixed it up with another thing. Disadvantage mix-ups are important. Same situation, but you forced me to respect a different option.
Yeah.
That's what I like to see.
Nice.
Alright, so I assume that Raptor Boost was a mistake?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. I was pretty sure you didn't make that decision. Notice how you're already... How despite us only playing for like 15 minutes, you're doing more damage and taking more stocks than you were at the beginning. You went from like hitting me 2 or 3 times total in the first game or something like that to taking a stock. Just because you tried controlling the stage.
Yeah.
It makes such a big difference. I'm liking a lot of your mix-ups and disadvantage too. You're forcing me to guess a lot more than other things, which is great. Alright, so since you registered for one of the shorter lessons, we're about halfway through right now. Do you have any questions right now?
No, not really. You're pointing out my mistakes, obviously, which is great.
Did you mostly want me to just focus on that for the rest of the lesson, or did you want to focus more on like general theory, like the first 5 to 10 minutes? Your choice.
We can focus on the mistakes. If you see something else, that'd be great too.
Alright, general mistakes it is. Alright, I'm not a fan of that F-tilt into grab. I think the F-tilt itself was good because it was a way of controlling space that was very low risk and also just can put me in frame disadvantage so you can threaten other things. But going for that immediate grab, there's just very little reason to think that I'm going to just stand there and do nothing. And that grab only works if I stand there and do nothing. Because if I realistically throw out a burst option, which is the only thing that involves me like staying in the general span of space, I either one, throw out a burst option beating out your dash attack like I've come in with the dash attack, or Raptor Boost or something. I run away, in which case it misses and then I can fall on you and then land with a punish, which is what happened. And then if you do get the grab, you don't even get that much from that position. I like the delayed get up. If you did an immediate one, you would have gotten hit, so it's smart of you to delay just a touch so that you don't get back aired. I like that down tilt, by the way. In that position, if you get it, it pushes me pretty far off stage and then you can threaten edge guards. Like, that is a situation where you like down smash. There, if you did decide to come after me, you wouldn't really be able to punish it because I was going to hit you with the back hit on shield, which you can't really punish in the first place.
Yeah.
You were stuck in a position to where you couldn't punish the front hit. All you could really do is like anticipate that beforehand, roll away, and then try to punish me afterwards, or by reading what I'm going to do afterwards. But that requires you to guess. And it requires you to also have the read beforehand that I'm going to do that. Try to look at all these little positions and ask yourself, how can this go wrong? How can shit hit the fan? Likewise, if it doesn't hit the fan, how much do I get? Do I walk away a millionaire, or do I walk away the putts with $10, taking the street dealer's bet? Even if you win that bet, who cares? It's $10. Why do that when you can be the street merchant yourself? Yep. I like the stage control. Also, you have a tendency to respect aerials a little bit too much, which is how I'm getting all these tomahawk grabs on you. Nice. Good up B. Good. Good. Pressing advantage state. You love to see it. Unfortunately, you messed up yours. That up B right there, that only works if I drift one very specific way. And in that position, it's very realistic that I can just not. And because I simply didn't, you ended up dying. That might have looked like an up B that an idiot would do at a glance. But if you really look at that up B, like the one I did,
yeah.
If I missed, the only way I could die for it is if you intentionally miss your own up B. I'm basically guaranteed to live there, but then if I'm right and I catch your jump, you die. So in that position, that up B, worst case scenario, I get up B'd, I'm back on stage, and guess what? I'm the one ledge trapping you, so who cares?
Yeah.
Best case scenario, I'm right and you die at 40. Seems like a good trade, I don't know about you. It's the merchant example all over again. You want to be the one ripping other people off, so to speak.
Right.
Continue to just make decisions that have so many more ways they can go right for you than wrong. And the game will dramatically shift for you. This is how you develop consistency. Even in a game with like 80 matchups. Is by continuing to force situations where you have so much more to gain than you have to lose. Like, you could play the Street Merchants game literally all day. But as long as you play, if you're effectively able to play with the same rules as often as you want, and you're the merchant, it doesn't matter how lucky the other guy is. Realistically, you're walking away from that with quite a bit more than they are, you know?
Right, yeah.
It doesn't matter if, like, they make a good decision here or there, or they get lucky here or there. If you're just going to consistently invalidate that over time by just continuing to skew the odds in your favor by just making decisions where you have so much more to gain than to lose. When this lesson is over, I want you to go back through the footage, and every time you lose neutral where we don't talk about it afterwards, try pausing the video and then asking yourself, what did I have to gain by doing that in that situation versus what did I have to lose by missing it? And also apply that same reasoning to the decisions you're making. When you hit me, and consequently, when you do something that gets you hit.
Okay.
Consider that your homework assignment from me. Except this homework you'll probably actually have fun with because you'll actually feel yourself growing.
Yeah. Alright, sounds good.
In the meantime, we've got 6 minutes left, so do you have any more questions about general fundamental stuff? Or do you just want me to pick out more habits?
If you could pick out more habits, and like your offstage game is like really strong. And I really don't know how to do it other than like the command grab or like just throwing a loose knee off stage, you know.
Well, the main thing I do off stage that makes my off stage play really good is during my practice, I just go off stage without a care in the world when I'm playing friendlies that have nothing on the line. And to be honest, I sometimes seem like I'm doing that in tournament too. But a lot of it is just, if you continue to force yourself in situations where you are simply pushing your recovery and offstage as far as you can, you'll get used to pushing those tools. And by forcing yourself to get used to dealing with that stuff, you'll develop an intuitive understanding of how far can you go before you die. How many back airs can you throw out off stage in this position before you have to come back? Yeah. What angle can you throw those out safely without dying? Stuff like that. A lot of it is just brute forcing yourself to go off stage. Don't be afraid to do it and look like an idiot. Just keep doing it and doing it and doing it. And then eventually, you'll make less and less decisions where you feel like an idiot afterwards. Because you'll get to a point where you just develop that intuitive understanding of just how far you can go and get away with it. A lot of what I'm doing is just having a willingness to fail on an extreme level and just keep pushing it and pushing it and pushing it until eventually I start failing less. Oh, whoops. I like the idea behind the drift, but going at that particular angle, if you really want to try and get around me covering a high recovery option, it's better to just throw out an attack there instead, because by drifting back with your aerial, you had done it specifically at a spacing to where I didn't yet have to fully commit to chasing you off stage, whereas you basically fully committed yourself to having to recover at that very specific angle that I can easily outbeat you at.
I had no options, yeah. I got you.
You basically gave yourself no options. So what could you do instead is you could try either one, double jumping towards me and then throwing out an aerial to just swat me away like a fly. Or two, just call my bluff. Right. And just recover straight anyway and just ignore the fact that I'm around you. It's kind of similar to how if a wasp is buzzing around you, you don't want to like panic or it's going to be like way more likely to hit you. You kind of just want to just stay there and be like, come on, you won't. Just just be brave and just ignore it.
Right.
Like, I'm the wasp that's just sitting there like staring you down, waiting for you to get agitated or make a bad move, and then the moment you do, instant. But if you just sit there, stare in the face of death, and be like, okay, that's fine. I'm just, in that particular position, I hadn't yet committed to throwing something out yet. So even if you drifted fully in, you wouldn't have died. Basically, I was just trying to scare you away. And you have to realize that a lot of stronger players are going to go off stage not because they're trying to edgeguard you, but because they're trying to scare you into doing something stupid that they can then punish.
Yeah, it's a bad decision.
And so if you're simply aware that they are in fact thinking this way, you can just call their bluff, ignore it, and then suddenly the little thing that they are waiting to react to and punish you for never happens. So they're just kind of sitting there awkwardly, and then lo and behold, you recover.
Right. Okay.
Alright, that's about our time. Hope you found this super useful, dude, and I will send you the recording sometime tonight.
Alright, man. Thank you so much. I think that really helped, honestly.
Excellent. I'd love to hear that. Alright, you take care, dude, okay?
Alright, man. You too.
Alright, I can read chat again. I have another student at 6, but I'm chilling until then. I added new options on Metafy for 30-minute lessons, so like if you can't afford my regular hourly rate, you can pay for a cheaper 30-minute rate, you know? Oh hey, what's up, Number Zero? You're the guy I did the first to 10 with in person yesterday, right? JD Falcon? Well, what I was doing was not sub-battles or anything. It was a Metafy lesson. Oh, Shlo? Yes, you can do private lessons. If if you would feel uncomfortable, like, having an audience, I totally get that. Or if you just prefer to have a lesson private for other reasons, that's cool too. It doesn't matter to me. But I will gladly accommodate private students. No worries. So if you want to do that, feel free to sign up. Adelbins, I'm gonna be honest, dude. I don't do serious Wi-Fi anymore. Ever. So because of that, like a lot of when I was doing first to 10s was when I was, you know, still playing on Wi-Fi of my own choice. Nowadays, I only play Wi-Fi when I'm teaching students, never otherwise. I avoid it like the plague. Would I ever do an Iron Man? Fuck no. Because that requires me to play Wi-Fi by choice. And nope. Nope. No Elite Smash, none of that nonsense. Sadly, no Nick District. I was originally going to be going to Glitch, but I decided not to because, think about it this way. If I went to Glitch, I would have been out of town for Riptide. Into that, holy shit. I'll get back to my talking point in a second. Thank you, Halcyon Bayo, for gifting 10 tier 1 subs. Alright. I'm a man of my word. Like the bottom of the stream says, during all September, if someone gives subs, I give 50%. So, excuse me for just a moment. Allow me to give 5 myself. Alright, lottery time, chat. See if you get lucky. JD Falcon, I don't do viewer battles if that's what you're asking. Alright, Scrap, you got it. You gifted 5, that means I'm gonna gift 3. Because whenever I have a gifted amount of subs that's an uneven number and it's more than 1, I gift rounded up. 3 more gifts, baby. Alright, 1 more gift now that I've done 2. Alright, number 0, you're the last of the gifted subs. Oh my god, Cold Soup, you redeemed points. Alright, you get a gift sub too. A deal's a deal. That's how this works, you see. Alright, sounds good, Scarp. Or Scrap, my mistake. But make sure you do the homework I gave you. Review that VOD and take notes off of what your decisions have to gain versus what they have to lose. And same with mine too. Do it. Trust me, that will help you immensely. It's about reframing the way you learn to specifically make sure that you're learning in a way that is going to actually result in you winning more, you know? Thank you, Shlomoned, for the tier 1 sub. I appreciate it. Wizard of Dirt, thank you for the Twitch Prime while I was doing the lesson. And thank you, King Futon, for the tier 1 for 15 months. Bobo the Chimp for the tier 1 for 16. And Cruncholicism for the 1 year, also while I was in the middle of that lesson. Thank you guys so much for all the support. I really appreciate it. It means more than you know. My next big tournament is Riptide, which is a little bit of a break, thankfully. I kind of appreciate that. I've been out and about a little bit too much, and I'm getting to a point where I kind of don't like doing tournaments 2 weekends in a row anymore. Like I enjoyed Level Up Arena 3, but I also felt burnt out, not gonna lie. I think I'm gonna try to avoid traveling 2 weekends in a row going forward. When I can. Or if I'm going to travel 2 weekends in a row, it's for something that's completely different. Like if it's going to a new country, I'll make an exception. Because low-key, my favorite thing about being a pro Smash player or whatever is getting to travel for tournaments. It's amazing. Like spending a week in Paris, that was legitimately one of the best weeks of my entire life. I had an incredible time. Not that I don't enjoy like domestic, traveling in America, but it just doesn't hit the same for me. As like going somewhere and having such a different cultural experience, and also just having an experience that's that different, Like they say, variety is the spice of life, and I don't know about you, but Paris is pretty spicy. If we're gonna use that example more, Oh, Grand Blue, to be honest, I'm probably not gonna stream too long today. I have another student in 14 minutes. Although, funnily enough, they're not a traditional student. They, I have a Metafy option where you can register for a first to 5 or a first to 10. And they chose to register for a first to 10. So I'm just going to be doing a Wi-Fi first to 10 and giving them advice, basically. I'm incredibly flattered you feel that way, Halcyon Bayo. Thank you so much. Really. It's almost always the latter, Shlomond. Or if I do pay any, I usually only pay a small portion. Fun fact! When I went to Paris, all of my travel expenses were covered. All I had to do is like pay for my own food. And like when I went to the Louvre, which is their super famous museum, I obviously paid for my ticket. And I had to like pay for bus tickets, but it was nothing bad. Like when you include all my food expenses, I probably spent like less than $200 the entire week. I don't know about you, but spending a week in Paris for $200? And I did pretty well at the tournament too, so I definitely made that back and then some. You love to see it. Thank you, Scrap, for the tier 1 resub for 2 months. I really appreciate it. No, Numbers here. I money matched like 4 or 5 other Falcons too. I should probably change the stream title. Man, I've got so much stuff I'm excited for right now, guys. I wish I could talk about some of the stuff I'm working on right now, but I can't. Oh, it's gonna be sick. I'm not gonna say anything. You guys can just speculate as much as you want, but I've got a few secret projects I'm working on right now. If you want to think that one suit Samus, sure. I'm gonna pull my God, what's the name of Despicable Me protagonist? What's his name? For the life of me, I can't remember. Shit. Gru. Yes, Gru. For some reason, my brain was like Groot, and I was like, no, that's not right. That's that tree bastard from Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, it's Guru. With the Pinocchio nose. We don't talk about the yellow creatures. They're the yellow creatures are like the plural form of Voldemort, as far as I'm concerned in this chat. Take a guess, Adversity. I guarantee you, you can guess. Never, Muzi. Sorry. Alright, I'm gonna get a little more water real quick. Back in a second. Oh, I'm actually working on a lot of that over this week, Cold Soup. I'm trying to aggressively look at some more houses and apartments this week. If all goes according to plan, I might see if I can sign a lease like in the next week or so. Alright, I'm gonna get some more water real quick. For those of you who are wondering about the move, I'm just gonna stay around Atlanta. I'm not leaving the state or anything like that, no worries. I'm basically just trying to relocate to somewhere with more space because I'm moving in with Scansanito. We're getting a house together. Smash house. Fuck yeah. That's that good stuff. With all due respect, Number Zero, I couldn't do it. I would stick around. Living in the city has made me realize that I have to stay in the city. It just doesn't work. Well, we're all gonna help each other, Cold Soup, you know? I still got a little... This is basically a just chatting stream until my next student arrives anyway. Although they're not really a traditional student, they just want to do a first attend with me. And of course, we'll just have a Discord call going at the same time so I can give them direct feedback, you know? Like, if you don't mind the boonies, I feel like there's nothing wrong with the Midwest, but... I'm just not a fan of the boonies. No, why do people think I'm in Utah? I live in Georgia. At this point, I'm so used to living in, like, the bustling environment that is Atlanta, Like, I love being surrounded by so much activity, and there's just such a diversity of cultures and things going on that it's always, something is always happening, you know? I like being in a very, for lack of a better term, happening place. Think I'd like Hawaii? I haven't been to Hawaii in a really long time. Last one as a kid. Well, you guys aren't gonna convince me to move out of Atlanta. If that's what you're trying to get me to do, because you have to remember that I'm moving to Scansanito too, you know? I feel like you guys are low-key trying to convince me to move to your region. Sneaky. Sneaky bastards, I see you. Yeah, Hawaii would not be great for a professional smasher, Scythe, not gonna lie. Just imagine, man. Imagine how ungodly expensive my flight to every tournament ever would be if I lived in Hawaii. I feel like simply living in Hawaii would make my competitive career crumble. I'd just have to turn into a full-time streamer. I'd have to turn into an internet funny man like Alpharad or something. Not that there's anything wrong with that. The man is clearly living his best life, but, you know, I'm a competitor at heart, you know? I'll probably eventually turn into a content creator and just focus on that, but not until I at least achieve all of my goals and compete for quite a while longer, you know? Like, I could see myself being, like, purely a content creator, like, 10 years from now or something, or maybe later, if I'm still competing by then, but... Like, I have no desire to stop competing for quite a while. I have to win at least one major. Because that's the last goal I haven't achieved yet. Literally every goal I've ever had as a competitor, I've achieved. Except for winning a major. That's it. That's my last goal. Once I win a major, then I can be like at peace and consider doing other things. But not until then. I have to achieve my final goal. No matter what. I know it's an uphill battle as a Falcon main, but I think he's good enough to where it's possible. And that's all I need, is possible. Maybe Matt Kenny, honestly. You know what would be funny? If I won Low Tide, because Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl comes out right afterwards, and then I'd be like, I have achieved everything I've ever wanted to in Smash. What if I won Low Tide, and then immediately just became a Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl player? Wouldn't that be the funniest timing ever? Because Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl comes out literally days afterwards. Just win a major and be like, see ya. No, but on the real, I love this game. I really do. Who knows? Maybe I would love Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl more. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. That's a big question mark right there, since the game hasn't even come out yet, you know? Alright, talking to you guys has been cool and all, but it's time for me to get my next student ready. So... I'm gonna go back to not reading chat like I did during the other lesson, okay? Alright. Let me change the stream title. Hey dude, what's up?
Hello.
Hey dude, what's up? You might want to turn one of your audio sources off because I'm hearing myself as echo.
Yeah, I accidentally left the Twitch stream on. I just turned it off now. I'm sorry about that.
No worries. Alright, I'm gonna give you the arena ID and then we're gonna do our first to 10.
Alright.
And you just wanted to do a first to 10 and I just give you feedback throughout, right? Or do you just want to do the first to 10 and then talk about it afterwards? Your choice.
So like, either I like just like talk about like stuff like throughout or like just everything like at the end.
Yeah, which of those two would you like?
I think let's do like the first one.
Okay, we'll just talk about it throughout. I gave you the arena ID information along with the password in our Discord chat. Hook it up, let's do this, and good luck.
Good luck. Oh, whoops. I accidentally got the password wrong.
No worries, no worries. I assume, are you El Burrito?
Yes.
Alright. Just making sure. Also, you have a LAN connected, right?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. I'd be slightly concerned if not.
Oh, whoops. I didn't do that. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you shouldn't be getting that scared of me off stage as Falcon, because you're Sephiroth. You have way more ways in which you can force reversals.
We take it. I meant to up B.
Not like this.
Yeah.
Bro.
Dude, I'm so bad at upping today for some reason.
Not again.
Oh.
That sucks, dude. I'm sorry.
Dude, it happens to me way too much.
Also, just a heads up, but your mic volume is very quiet.
Okay.
It's not like that big of a deal, but...
Okay. I'll see if, after this match, I'll see if I can fix it. Ooh.
I messed up too. That was not supposed to be a directional air dodge. That was the only thing that would kill me there, and I did it.
Ow.
You might want to be careful with a lot of those recoveries. If you're just going to come in at that straight angle, it's not too hard for me to just call it out with aerials.
God. Okay, yeah, I definitely came in like this.
Yeah, you also have a tendency of doing neutral air dodge while drifting away. Like, I killed you for it twice in that game for that.
Yeah.
Might be a good idea to try other options instead, like
Yeah.
direct neutral air dodge drift the other way, throwing out an aerial, jumping, or even doing nothing is an option in itself if I'm sitting there waiting for something. Because doing nothing means that I'm sitting there waiting for something to react to that never happens. Whoops.
Aw.
Good, you didn't do the neutral air dodge.
I thought you were like right in front of me or something.
Good, you didn't do the directional air dodge and get yourself killed. You'd love to see it.
Yeah. No. No.
Yeah, I shouldn't have tried to down air you there. I'm a little surprised that reached, honestly.
Yeah, I am constantly shocked at how far step out recovery can go.
It's really, really good.
Yeah. Aw. After two very embarrassing games, that finally did not terrible.
Yeah. A little unfortunate that I SD'd at 0 at the beginning, but
Yeah.
still, you were playing a lot better, so that's what matters at the end of the day, is that you're playing better.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
What in the hell?
Yeah, that's just dank. For some reason, I always forget that up is an option.
That's Falcon?
Yeah. Like, I forget that you have that option, and I keep on getting hit by it.
And yeah, you were dead there regardless. You were overextending a lot. Yeah, that was super greedy of me. I deserve it. I just thought it'd be funny if it worked.
Well, it did kind of work.
Oh my god, that recovered from that far away. That's so good!
Yes.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
That counter was super greedy. Like in that situation,
Yeah.
if you're right with that counter, you don't really get that much. Sure, that situation's like kind of bad in general, but I feel like it would have been better to go for something that, at least if you did land, you were going to get significantly more out of. Because you want to, when you're that far behind as a character who's light as a feather, you got to make sure that the decisions you're making, if they're right, are just going to net you so much more. You can't afford to play neutral that much with me and then you're that down. You need to try and just cheese the shit out of me, realistically.
Oh, damn.
Like, I wasn't down, but that's the kind of thing that I would do if I was in a position where I was that far behind. Where I feel like I have to make a big comeback, you know? But the reason I went for it there instead of because I needed a comeback was because I was very confident in what you were going to do and punish you for it. Also, that hitbox is a war crime. We'll take it, but yeah.
Oh,
That's
man.
fine.
I meant to a different angle.
Yeah, I deserve that. I tried getting way too cute with something off stage.
No.
Good of you to be there. If you tried to do it like a regular standing option, you would have died. Even if you didn't realize it yet, you were dead.
Aww.
Smart. You didn't use your... If you burned your extra jump, like drifting, I was specifically ready to call that out. Like that!
Oh. Yeah.
You have to realize that sometimes the value in having an extra jump is that you don't have to use it. It's your opponent looking at you and thinking he might use it, and that affecting their decision making.
Alright.
After all, if I know you have another jump, I could be sitting there just staring you down thinking, alright, here's the moment where he does it. Any moment now? Any moment now? And then before I know it, you've reset, you've got back on stage, and it never happened. I was sitting there banking all of my decision off of you doing one specific thing that you could do, but chose not to. That's one of the reasons why characters like Kirby have a notoriously good advantage state. It's not because they can just jump out of everything, it's because they represent the threat of being able to jump out of everything.
Aww. Yeah.
Good. Don't let me do that. Also, that downer is super greedy.
Yeah.
Smart of you to drift it out like that. Surprise Falcon kick. One of my favorites.
Man,
I like the idea, but it just didn't quite
That
pan out
cannot
this
go.
time. Also, I just realized I haven't kept set count at all.
Fucking Octoslash!
Do you know what the set count is?
It's like, probably like 5-1. Well, now it is probably.
Alright. So like 5-1 or 6-1, I guess? Probably 5-1.
Yeah, probably 5-1.
You know, we'll just say it's 5-1. Maybe you've played more than that, but who cares?
Yeah.
We'll just say 5-1.
Yes. These games have gone by incredibly fast. Kinda might be saying something.
Good. That drift was everything.
Yep.
No options.
Oh, I thought
You overextended because you had grabbed ledge before.
yeah. I forgot that I did somehow. Oh,
The mistake from the first 2 games rears its ugly head again.
yes.
Good. Nope! I knew you were gonna do that! We will not
I
accept.
have enough. Oh. Okay.
Alright, so that particular neutral air dodge you did, if I guess right with Nair 1, you die. Just something to keep in mind.
Okay.
Like, doing neutral air dodge right by the ledge when you're at like 40, juicy Nair 1 to down air percents.
Okay.
And you just don't need to be in that situation. You can simply not. Good F tilt, good. Yep.
Alright, there we go. Oh.
Dude, not even Sephiroth can come from that far away.
Yeah. Because I've always been so amazed by how far his recovery can go, I sometimes overestimate it.
I mean, that makes sense. Good, you didn't do the air dodge in. Interesting. Wasn't expecting that.
Oh yeah, I died. I probably would die anyways. No.
Good. If I guess right, catching that drift air dodge that you did right there, you don't die. If I guess right with you air dodging the way you were earlier in the set, you explode. Always think about what do I have to gain when I guess right versus what do I have to lose when you guess wrong. Very oftentimes you can specifically sequence your decisions to where you're just not gonna die. Which is an important skill to have as Sephiroth because of how light you are.
Yeah, fair enough.
There, I would have rolled away, personally.
Yeah.
Because
Elite Smash spot dodge. I don't know why I did.
I could read the roll, but it asks significantly more of me than just up smashing a spot dodge.
Yeah.
There's a lot of value in just thinking to yourself, what's harder for my opponent to... In situations where you can die for any option, ask yourself which one is the hardest for you to die from. Like, it's a lot harder for me to read that you're gonna roll and then run over there and knee you or something than it is to just up smash where I literally happen to already be standing, you know?
Yeah.
Either way, I think that's 7-1.
Yeah.
Good. You had a jump, but you didn't burn it when you didn't need to. I tried to cover that jump, and it never happened. It never happened, and you never got hit.
Oh, I try to use my armor to my advantage.
Whoops.
Aw.
I meant to be a reverse raptor.
How dare you? I'm offended that you even tried to go for that.
Yep, you had the jump and you didn't use it. I'm specifically playing in a way to where I'm less focused on traditionally winning than I am on just punishing you for doing things that you shouldn't be doing. After all, it is a Metafy first attempt. I'm sequencing options that I think you have more to learn from if you do them a certain way. Good. If you did the long up B, you died. Smart drift.
Oh, not smart punish.
See, that was a good use of your double jump.
Oh.
And there you just died because you're Sephiroth and you're super light, and I gotta read. That's just how it be sometimes.
I also DI'd in. I probably would have lived if I had actual DI.
For sure, for sure. How useful has this been for you so far?
I definitely got what I asked for.
Perfect. I love to hear it.
Yes. Yeah, because I've been going to like locals pretty often now.
Oh, what region?
NorCal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Almost.
Okay, all I have is like in that like specific local is Kurama.
He's like the only particularly notable player.
Yeah. Well, like he's like the only like really like good player because like obviously there's good players there, but Kurama's like the only like really good one.
Well, at the very least, he's really, really good.
Yeah.
So there's something.
There's him.
I would definitely recommend trying to play him as much as you can at your local.
Yeah. And there's like this really good Lucina that I've been playing, and he always like knows what I'm doing, and like and also like like the first time I've like actually like been able to like, play the game like offline because like, I was not good at the game at all. Oh goddamn! I meant to go a different angle.
That sucks, dude.
Huh.
Interesting, yo, Smash. I like it.
No.
Yeah, I deserve that. That might be it.
GG, I'm dead. Yeah, I'm dead. I'm not dead. How am I living? I might have saved you, but...
Good. Good. That down tilt was an overextension.
I'd left. Alright. Yeah, like I was saying, this is a really good listening player that I play friendly with like a lot, like right before singles, and like he like always like I can always like hear him like he knows what I'm doing. Like I was like, okay, I gotta like find someone who's like a very like read-based player, and then well, there's you.
Right. Just so happens I'm quite read-based as well, so you know.
Yeah. Yeah, 'cause, yeah, I feel like, yeah, like, I have like these, I have like this game plan. If it doesn't work, I'm like, crap.
That's okay. This will give you a lot of material to work with.
Yeah.
This is potentially the last game, but I will be sending this to you afterwards.
Okay. As long as I'm living.
That out smash is correct. Nice. Smart jump. Smart. Good. That move's so good. Yep, you didn't stay out of there this time. Catching a lot of your, a lot of you just standing and shielding by just up-being you has been one of my favorite ways of killing you, and you're forcing me to do other stuff now, which is great.
Okay.
Whoops.
Well, for that game.
I thought I rolled out of it, but I guess I messed up my input slightly. And you can't afford to mess that up.
We'll just blame online. We'll just blame online. Yeah, it's probably online.
It is what it is. No biggie.
Yeah. Dude, that would have been the saddest thing ever if I hit that dare. Damn, I wasted my jump.
Good old weak knee. You love to see it.
Yeah. I don't know why I did that. I just get super beat with Smash Pads for whatever reason.
Nice. I love the idea. Didn't pan out, but I like the idea. Do not like that idea. Open yourself up for nothing.
Yeah. Finish off with the classic dare to knee.
Alright, good games, dude.
Okay, game. Damn, that was fast.
Alright, well, I'll send you the video on a private YouTube link that only you will be able to see.
Okay.
That'll be something that you can look at later, study to your heart's content, and get some value out of it, you know?
Alright.
I definitely recommend you study a lot of your decisions and a lot of the things we talk about, and just get as much out of this as you can, you know?
Okay.
Alright, cool. Well, you take care and have a good night, and maybe I'll see you around at a Genesis or some other big tournament.
Yeah, I'm going to Genesis.
Feel free to say hi in person, dude.
Actually-
I'll be there.
Alright. Yeah. I've actually started like grinding way more for Genesis.
Nice. You'll love to see it. Good luck then, dude.
Yeah.
See you then. Have a
Thank
good
you.
night.
Yeah.
I agree with Slaney. It's you 100% want to just prioritize getting better and learning. If you get mixed, that just means you have that much more you can take from it. That's the way I see it anyway. It was nice meeting you too, Redemption. Dude, your Bowser's nice. I'd never really seen anything from you before, as far as like offline stuff goes, so you definitely surprised me. You've got nice stuff. You're pretty good. Oh, Slaney, yeah, so I've already chosen my 2 editors, but we haven't publicly announced them yet. So, sorry, but you're not one of them. If you were one of them, you would know. We've already selected 2, though. I've been doing good, though, Darth Hips. And what's up, Luke North? I'm probably not going to stream for much longer. I think tomorrow is when I'm going to get back to, like, hardcore stream grind. Like, I'm probably going to start doing bonus streams again, starting tomorrow. But yeah. I kind of just wanted to chill a little bit tonight. And yeah, it's over, Savvy Bag. It was one for Metafy. But I'm announcing that, maybe tomorrow, Luke. Maybe. Also, that's not accurate, Steel Shot. No one was keeping score in chat because it's not like a super serious first to 10. It was a Metafy first to 10 where I was just focused on teaching, you know? I was playing to learn. I was playing to teach. I think Sephiroth slightly wins the matchup, but it's not that bad. Like I said, I think it's only slight Sephiroth favor. That's a lot of Falcons losing matchups. In my opinion, it's all but one of them. I think Game & Watch is the only one that, like, truly sucks. Alright, let me check something real quick. Dream Theater's sick, Darth Hips. Octavarium is one of my favorite songs. Also, they're coming to Atlanta in a few months, so I'm probably going to see them live. Well, Darth Hips, I'm a huge metalhead in general, and I just love, like, more avant-garde and kind of different music just in general. So Dream Theater's not quite metal. They're more like... I feel like they're more like avant-garde progressive rock, if that's a thing. But you know. I don't think so, Phantom Gaming. I do not Steel Shot. Have I got any Metafy players who are actually beating me like 50-50? Nah. And yeah, Ipsu was fun. Might come around at some point for more stuff. Ugh. Lamb of God or Megadeth? Not as much, but they're both cool. I just wouldn't say I'm like that into either of them. Symphony of Destruction is probably my favorite Megadeth song. Let's see. Alright, that's gonna be it for me tonight. Starting tomorrow, I'm gonna try and do way more bonus streams. Like, way more. I'm gonna try and heavy grind streaming in the next few months in particular. So, tomorrow, I'm obviously gonna be doing sub battles. I might do some training mod stuff. And then I wanna try a Deltarune, Chapter 2. It's been so long since I played Chapter 1, I might just replay Chapter 1. And then play Chapter 2 like immediately afterwards or something, but I wanna do that. Either way, you guys take care and say hi to a good friend of mine that I'm sending you to. Good night, everyone. See you tomorrow for the return of the grind set. Take care.